I am with my flowers.
My name is Kiara Perkins. My topic is entitled The Role the I Am Presence and the Unseen World Played in Creating the I Am Harmony Bed and Breakfast in Crestone, Colorado. My story began when I was teaching English in Prescott Junior High School in Prescott, Arizona. My sister Amy Timon and I decided to look for another place to live since I knew I was ready to retire from teaching. We took several trips around Arizona, but we could not find a place where we wanted to live. I went on a spiritual trip to Egypt, and I met Lois and Ray Larson. They had a home in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they invited me to come and visit them during my spring break. While I was there, they decided to go to Crestone, Colorado, where they were building a pyramid home. I found Crestone to be very unique. It was 14 miles from the highway, a little town right against the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. There was one restaurant, one small grocery store, and a little post office. Deer wandered up and down the road. It was quaint and very serene. It was 50 miles south to Alamosa and 50 miles north to Salida, so it was a 100-mile round trip to either town. At night, the stars filled the sky. Pinyon pine trees were abundant, and running streams of water broke the stillness. Several months later, my sister and I were going to Denver. We stopped along the way at Crestone. We had a realtor show us around, and I saw a piece of land filled with rabbit brush by the main road, and I knew this was to be my home. The realtor said it was not for sale, but she would see if the owner would consider selling. I made an offer, and the owners accepted. It took almost 2 years for the contract to go through, due to someone's signature being unclear. I decided it was not flowing, so I called to withdraw my request. But the very next day, it came through, and I purchased the lot next to the main road on Camino Baca Grande in Crestone, Colorado. I retired from teaching in 1991, so I was free to move from Prescott, Arizona. Ray Larson helped me find a contractor, and in 1996 the ground was broken on 1361 Chaparral Way. I did not have an architect. The contractor we hired did not prove to be dependable, so I asked Todd, one of the workers, to replace the contractor. He was reluctant since he had had no experience of being in charge. I assured him I would work with him, and it would work out perfectly. Todd and I began our journey together as we created my home. Every day, Todd would ask, "What do you want?" I always paused and remained silent as I turned within and consulted the angels. I would respond with confidence, "I want a pantry, since the stores are so far away. I want radiant floor heating, so I want a furnace." I told him I did not want a square building, so we decided on a 12-sided house. I wanted lots of windows, so I would feel as if I were outdoors. And I wanted a loft where there was as much room upstairs as below, thus resulting as tall as the building code allowed. I said I always wanted a pyramid, so I would like a pyramid roof. Since I was told it was about 8,000 feet where my home would be, it would be very cold, and I needed a room where visitors could hang their coats and put their snow boots. There was no room for this, because I wanted a bedroom big enough for 2 beds. So the answer came easily. A little bench by the door, with hooks to hang one's coat and one's hat. Thus Todd created my home, exactly as I asked. In truth, I had no expertise or wisdom on how to build a house, or how to create sacred designs, which would allow people to come and experience a healing, as well as experience moments of personal guidance. I was 70 years old when I came to Crestone in 1996, and I had been on many spiritual paths, but I did not know about the I Am presence. However, it would be impossible to tell the story of the I Am Harmony Bed and Breakfast without acknowledging the tremendous help I have received from my I Am presence and from the unseen beings, the ascended masters, the angels, the fairies, the elementals, the goddesses, the archangels, the Elohim, and many others. It was not until several years later that I realized the I Am presence dwelled not only above me but also within me. I did not know that magic existed in my consciousness. I did not know it was important to live from the inside out rather than from the outside in. I did not know that as my heart and mind opened to the light of infinity within me, magic would unfold and miracles would take place. In 2008, a friend invited me to hear a spiritual tape involving the I Am presence. I became interested and followed up by becoming involved in a program offered by the Radiant Rose Academy in Vancouver, Canada. Thus, my studies with the Academy has continued for the past 15 years. So, Lois and Ray insisted I go on a trip with them to Mexico and South America. When I returned, a very intuitive friend, Anya Armour, visited me, and after her visit she sent me a message. The fairies want to heal at I Am Harmony, create a sacred space where no one is to walk, and when they're ready, they'll let you know, and then people can go and visit them. My lot was filled with what we call rabbit brush. It's very strong and difficult to remove. I also had a lot of cactus mixed with rabbit brush. I began the difficult challenge of clearing an area for the fairies. A huge tree that stood alone beckoned me to make this their sanctuary, and so I did. I cleared away the rabbit brush and the cactus, and I created a stone wall to define their sacred space. Several months passed, and one day, as I was walking across the garden, I heard a voice clearly say, "We are ready. We want visitors to come and visit us, but we do not want them to enter our sacred space." I felt a wave of excitement because I knew the fairies wanted to have people come and experience their presence. I immediately made a sign, "Sacred space, do not enter." Then I created a pathway to walk around their entire area. Thus began the second sacred area for people to come and experience the fairies. Mother Kasha asked me, when I had a communication with her through USA on the phone, she asked me to create a space for the elementals. Immediately, I began a new project next to the fairy realm, a place for the dragons, the elves, the unicorns, the gnomes, and other elementals. Chris placed two huge stones together that created a very large cave, which he believed would create a connection with the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Then I heard another request, a medicine wheel. What, I asked, is a medicine wheel? The answer was clear, go to the library, so I did. I found lots of books on the medicine wheel, so I selected one and followed the instructions, and I created it next to the labyrinth. Thus the fourth design was complete. I am through, I thought. Little did I know I had just begun. I was very surprised when I felt the fairies were saying, "Our space is too small. Fairies are coming from all over to visit, and we need more space." Anya, my intuitive friend, informed me that fairies were coming to visit from Shasta and from other areas. So I created another fairy realm in the opposite end of my property. As each new challenge was presented to me, suggesting that I create a new geometric design, I knew immediately where to place it. When I finished with the arrangement of all the designs, it was obvious that a greater plan than I knew had taken place, because each design flowed into the next design as if it were organized and planned on paper. My home was built on Lot 1361. When Lot 1362 next to me became available, I welcomed the opportunity to include it as part of my property. This gave me room to create more geometric designs. It took me several times before I finally created the Flower of Life. I continued to follow the guidance I was given. I created a healing circle, a shrine to honor Saint Germain, an archangel design, a very large circle holding the energy for 12 spiritual qualities, a tree house, a teepee, a tree of life honoring the Jewish religion, a dome to hold sweats, a pyramid greenhouse, a large pyramid surrounded by white marble, a Buddha meditation area, and finally, in a ladder that reached up to the top of a beautiful cedar tree where one could sit among the top branches and experience the love and the power of the tree. Since the deer made I Am Harmony their home, I found the only way I could have flowers was to create some form of fence. Chris Long, imbued with creativity, created a beautiful fence, and colorful hollyhocks 8 feet high filled the sacred space, purple, pink, golden, violet, and white, allowing space still for the daisies and the violets and the cosmos, flax and the poppies. Now in 2017, I still maintain all the designs. Recently, I had a wonderful experience. Each day, I spend time studying, and since I am a student of the Radiant Rose Academy, I have decrees, prayers, books, and tapes that require much of my time. When I saw a video called Grounding, I understood the importance of bringing our bodies close to the earth in order to feel the energy of the earth. This may be done by lying down on the earth, or it may be done by walking barefooted. Wearing shoes prevents the energy of the earth from penetrating our feet. I decided to put a sign by the labyrinth that would say, "Walking the labyrinth barefooted may bring about better health." I've had trouble with my right knee and my hip. A healer told me I was not moving forward. There was something I was supposed to do. First, I couldn't think of anything, and suddenly I remembered there was one thing I had not done that I had been asked to do, and I needed to create a sacred circle where people could lie in it and touch the earth. The less clothes a person wears, the better, so their skin can breathe in the energy. I mentioned I was supposed to create a new design to Jim, a scientist, and he asked to see where I wanted it to be. I showed him a large circle enclosed by large white stones, and he asked me why I had not completed this before. I told him I didn't know anyone with a truck, and it was difficult to get the soil to this location. And he said, "I have a truck." The next day he called and said, "I'm bringing you the soil you need for your project." He and a friend carried the soil from the road to the circle. They spread the soil and design was complete. The circle is now filled with beautiful grass. Thus, the last design has been completed in 2017. I have many people who come to I Am Harmony to experience the labyrinth and the many geometric designs. Often they come to speak to me and they ask, who is Saint Germain? What is the I Am Presence? And what is the Seventh Golden Age? I answer their questions and then I refer them to my website, kiaraperkins.com, where I have many videos that will give them much deeper information. I spend much of my time in the sunroom, which I call Jesus' room. This is where I say my prayers. And one day I saw my glasses on the footstool of a chair, and I felt I should remove them, but I got distracted and I didn't. And they disappeared. For 2 weeks I looked for them. My niece came to visit with her 20-year-old daughter, Sarah, and I told them I could not find my glasses, and Sarah said the gnomes took them. They want more recognition. My glasses remained missing, and when they were leaving, I said, "Sarah, tell the gnomes to bring my glasses back." Her eyes flashed, and she spoke with authority. "Gnomes, bring my aunt's glasses back." They left. The next morning, I started to put my red shoes on, and I saw something inside. I pulled out the object, and there I saw my glasses. So I spent 6 hours creating a special place for the gnomes. I bought little figurines and created an entire area that honors them. The gnomes are as real as my beloved cat, Sula. The fairies, the angels, the ascended masters are my best friends. A day does not pass when someone comes to my door and says, "Thank you for this beautiful sacred space." Silently I say, "Thank you, my beloved friends of the unseen world, for being such a wonderful part of I Am Harmony. My beloved unseen friends, thank you for your love and your support. And I say a very special thank you to the impersonal I am presence of the gorgeous flowers, the magnificent cedar and pinyon pine trees, the towering and powerful mountains, and the gorgeous, multicolored, beautiful stones that are totally unique to Crestone. Thank you, God, for our beautiful planet. Thank you for I Am Harmony. And may I Am Harmony continue to heal and give special guidance to everyone who comes. And may the beautiful energy of I Am Harmony continue to fill all of Crestone with love and harmony throughout the many future years ahead of us. I thank you.